We'll get started. It's 9:30. Thank you all for coming and joining me for this Sunday morning practice. I'm Ellen, if I've not met you before. Given that this is the season of gratitude, Thanksgiving, and thanks, we're going to do some heart openers this morning. So opening up the shoulders and the heart. So find a seat. And we will start out just by beginning with a seated position, however that works for you. With your legs extended. If you're on a block, that's the preferred, so that your hips can be higher than your knees, and you want to make sure your knees are nicely relaxed. Sometimes it's helpful to put cushions underneath the knees to support, if you would like to do that. Sit in your block or on your mat so that your sits bones are firmly felt, grounded in your mat. You can rest your hands gently on your thighs, bring the palms up. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with eyes closed. Otherwise, just take your gaze to the floor. And we will begin by just getting into the breath, bringing all the attention into the belly and using that three-part complete breath that we talk about. Tracing the breath from the belly through the rib cage all the way up through the collarbones, and see if you can slow it down so that you come into this next 60 minutes just focusing on breath. I do have a passage from John Donahue's book called To Bless the Space Within Us, and he said the state of one's heart inevitably shapes one's life. It is ultimately the place where everything is decided. A courageous heart will go forth and engage with life despite confusion and fear. A fearful heart will be hesitant and will tend to hold back. A heavy heart will make for a gloomy, unlived life, and a compassionate heart need never carry the burden of judgment. A forgiving heart knows the art of liberation, and a loving heart awakens our spirit of possibility and engagement with others. So continue this breath cycle as we begin our practice, closing your eyes. You can follow my cues with eyes closed or gently open them up, and we'll begin by bringing our palms up to the sky, slowly on the inhale. As your hands come together, interlace the fingertips except for the pointer. Reach high, inhale breath, relax the shoulders. Pull the belly button in, press into the sits bones. Gently guide your eyes up to the sky. Again, reach. Big inhale breath, exhale, relax the shoulders. Let's open up to the left. As you do so, press the palms down as if you're pushing something down heavy. Turn the palms up, come up to center. Big inhale breath. Exhale to the left. Release. Inhale, come to center. Palms together. Let's just take one sun breath in. Now interlace hands, pull the belly button back. Align biceps by your ears as you press forward. Release this pose and take your hands behind your back for a nice chest expansion, opening up the body, front body. Inhale. Exhale, release. Just pause here and feel the sensation of those movements. Take your hands to the knees and we'll practice some seated cat-cow. Press the heart forward, gaze up. Exhale, tuck the belly button in. Now roll the spine towards the back of the room. Tuck your chin. Inhale, bring it out. Breath in. Exhale, pull it out. You do your own pace here. We're moving into 6 movements of the spine to warm up here. So just take a gentle flow back and forth here, pulling the shoulder blades together. Exhale, tuck the chin. Find a neutral seated position. Take your right hand to the floor, lift the left arm high. Reach it high to the ceiling. Exhale, bend it all the way over. Biceps in alignment with your ear. Press towards the left side of the room. Exhale, just gentle pulses. Feeling the side body stretch, and make sure that left sits bone is pressing into the block. Inhale, center. Let's take that to the other side. Press the right arm high to the sky. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale with the pulses. Exhale with the release. Come all the way up to center. Let's take a little spiral twist. Take the right hand around. Place it on the left corner of the block. Take your left hand, press it into the thigh. Now press into the sits bones first to lift the crown and then twist. Gaze over your right shoulder and see if you can use that left hand to twist, help the twist a little bit more. Release, come to center, and then let's take it to the other side. Press up to the sky, inhale. Left sits bone pressing into the mat or your block. And then slowly release. Remove the block and keep it close at hand in front of your mat. Come into a tabletop position. And just begin to open up the hips and the shoulders by taking torso rolls, allowing the head to hang. Make sure you go both directions in your rolls here. If you've liked the number 8, just take your hands a little bit farther front. Feel free to just take the number 8 in these rolls as you take your seat as far back as possible, coming close to the front, moving around. And let's come to a neutral spine. Come back into tabletop. Flip your toes over. Hands are wide, fingers wide, and come into downward facing dog. And let's just come into moving the toes back and forth, releasing the arches in the feet. Pressing knees just a few inches off the floor, and then begin to go into the first downward facing dog by pressing the chest into the thighs, allowing the knees to stay bent. Straighten the arms, take your fingers wide, and then begin pushing your seat up to the sky, coming into walking the dog, pedaling out the feet. Do what you naturally do here to get into your first downward facing dog. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the nose, pushing the mat away from you. So your hands at the top of the mat are actually pushing the mat forward to lift your hips. Press your right leg high, bend your knee, and then tuck your chin underneath the shoulder, armpit, and take big circles with that right knee. Round and round, opening up the hips a little further. Take the leg high, bring it all the way outside your mat, drop the back knee, and take a runner's lunge. Let's work on straightening the legs with flexed toes, bending the knee, coming forward. A little hamstring stretch here as well. Inhale, press into the mat, join the feet together in high plank pose, hold here. Now arms are straight, roll the shoulders down to push up. Inhale, breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Lift the left leg high, bend the knee, tuck your head underneath that left shoulder, take those same knee rolls as if you're drawing circles on the ceiling. Inhale, leg high, take a wide runner's lunge on the opposite side, drop the back knee. Open up the hip by taking little circles. And then straightening the leg with a flexed foot. Feel the sensation in the hamstring. Rebend the knee and just rock back and forth. Taking this gentle opening. Press hands both into the mat, turn the toes under, join the feet together in high plank pose. Inhale, breath. Exhale, lift the hips, pedal out and walk all the way to your hands for ragdoll pose. Take hands in each elbow, press the forearms down. Use this opportunity to create more space between each vertebra. Inhale, exhale. Release the hands to the floor, slowly roll up, taking one vertebra after the other. And once you're all up, let's take shoulders up to the ears and back. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Take your feet a little bit farther apart and begin bending the knees lightly for empty coat sleeves. Allow the hand to hit the bicep. You might want to pick the opposite foot off. And you might want to get a little bit more prana moving this morning is use the word ha as you hit the side. Ha. Bend the knees deeply. Ha. 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 You can speed it up. And then let's slow it down. Whew. You should feel a little warm up after that. Let's begin by taking some sun breaths here. Inhale your arms high to the sky. Ground down with your feet. Lift 10 toes. Then press them into the mat. Reaching fingertips high to the ceiling. At the same time, relax the shoulders. Now, baby back bend. Take your elbows together. Inhale, arms high. Let's open up to the right. Now, stretch fingertip to fingertip. Imagine your hips are 2 headlights and your shoulders are your high beams. You want those square to the front. Inhale, bring your palms up to the ceiling. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, arms up to the ceiling. Let's take it to the left. Reach fingertip to fingertip. Inhale, come to center. Forward fold is your release. Bend your knees generously if that feels good. Inhale, half lift. Pull the shoulders back, gaze down. Press your hands into the shins or thighs and lengthen the crown by pressing forward. Hands come to the floor, high to low plank. Pull the elbows in. You can drop to your knees here. Come all the way down. Cobra pose is where we're going. Take your hands underneath the shoulders. Glue the feet to the floor, all 10 toes. Inhale, press into your pubic bone. Pull the elbows in, gaze forward. Heart opener here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, allow your body to come all the way down. Come through tabletop or press up into high plank. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Bend your knees, step all the way to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, rise to Tadasana. Big breath in. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, arms high. Palms together again, slow forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. One leg back, the other leg back. Hold high plank. Pull the elbows in, drop to your knees if that feels better on your back. Come all the way down. Flip the toes over. Take your hands and interlace them behind the back. Feet are glued together at the side. Point the toes. Everything's going to come up for locust. Inhale, lift. Lift the neck. Lift the fists. Lift the feet. Engage your glutes for 3, 2, 1. Release all the way down to the mat. Press yourself up into tabletop or high plank. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Come all the way up to Tadasana. One more time, baby back bend. Exhale, release to the top. Let's come down again. Inhale, half lift. Hands to the floor, high to low plank. Pull the elbows in. Come all the way down. Sphinx pose is where we're going. Take your hands, forms to the floor. Fingers are wide. Press all 10 toes into the floor. Energetically pull the elbows back as you lift. Sphinx pose. From here, if you want, you can begin to press into the floor to lift. Straighten arms any length for seal pose. Inhale, breath. Exhale, slowly release. Come into high plank or through tabletop. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Again, breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the nose, bend your knees. See your hands and step to those hands. Inhale, half lift. Pull the shoulder blades together, gazes down. Exhale, forward fold. Take your left foot back. Little movement back and forth. And then drop your left knee. Make sure your feet are in two separate lanes. Take your arms all the way up to the sky. Point your finger up, biceps by your ears. Inhale, breath. Now press forward, so with the hips. So you're feeling a nice quad stretch in the left leg. Inhale, breath. Come back to neutral spine. Interlace hands behind the back. We'll take a chest expansion here. Press down as if you're weights. There's weights on your fists. Pull the shoulders back, gaze up to the sky. Inhale, breath. Exhale, come back to center. Take your hands to the floor. Gaze forward, lift the back knee and press that back foot down, pressing on all four sides, and it's at an angle where the arch hits the center of your front heel. Take the left hand, it's going to help you come all the way up into your first warrior two. Stretch out, bend and straighten. And reach fingertip to fingertip. Now, shoulders are over the hips. So back off if you need to. Come back into center. Inhale, breath. Lower the back hand. Take the right arm all the way over for a nice long body stretch. Interlace the fingertips and use the back hand, the bottom hand, to pull and reach. Bend the front knee just a little bit more. Release the hands. Inhale. Let's go for an extended side angle. Drop the right arm. It can sit on a block. So a block is handy right inside the leg. Gaze up to the sky with the left. Inhale. Take the left arm all the way over and feel the stretch from the base of the foot all the way to the fingertips. Breathe in. Exhale. Lift that left arm and come into a half line. So take the fingertips, press them inside the hip crease. Take the left shoulder down and back as you gaze up to the sky. Breathe here. Inhale. The right arm is pressing into the shin so you can create a more engaged heart opener to the ceiling. Inhale, breath. Exhale, release. Reverse triangle. Inhale. Take the arms all the way around. Both feet forward. Inhale, breath. Join the feet together or take a vinyasa here, your choice. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Those of you in vinyasa, let's meet in forward fold. Inhale, breath. Exhale, take the left leg back. Right foot is forward. Inhale, breath. Drop the back knee. Come all the way up. Interlace hands, point your finger, pressing up, and now press forward. Inhale. Exhale, let's take it to the back. Come back to neutral spine. Take your chest expansion, opposite thumb on top, press down. Pull the shoulders back, gaze up to the sky. Inhale, breath. Exhale, release. I'm gonna switch the direction so you can, the right leg here. Inhale, breath. Exhale, release, hands to the floor. Turn the toe back, lift the back toe. Use the right hand to bring yourself all the way up into warrior two on the other side. Reach fingertip to fingertip. Inhale. Let's take the reverse warrior. Interlace the hands and pull that top arm back. Inhale, breath. Reach. The back foot is taking the weight of this posture. Bend the front knee just a little bit more. Find your breath. Release the hands and let's take the extended side angle. Again, the block comes in handy with the hand on the bottom. Inhale, reach the top arm all the way over. Inhale, breath. Exhale, let's release to half bind. Take the shoulder down and back. We're here for 3, 2. Opening up the heart, the shoulder, creating more distance between the shoulder and the chin here. And let's reverse, press into that front leg, straighten it out and take a reverse triangle. Inhale. So on this side, I'll demonstrate. Press hands into the floor if you want to take a vinyasa. Inhale, leg high. And then you can float it down. Pull those elbows into the rib cage. Lift high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Again, breathe in through the nose. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to find chair pose. Bring all the weight into the heels. Sit in your imaginary chair, lift toes, and take hands right to heart center first. Just hold it here. Press the knees together. Lift the arms out. You can stay here. If they're straight out, pull the shoulders into the socket, sit lower. Breathe through the nose. Exhale through the nose. You can keep the arms here for a little bit more challenge. Bring them biceps in relationship to your ears. Keep breathing. Inhale, breath. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Release this by taking hands together. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Take the left foot back. Drop the left knee. Take your arms high, just like we did before. Press forward with the hips. Feel the difference in this second time around in the quad. Release, come to neutral. Interlace hands opposite thumb on top. Press down, gaze up. Inhale, breath. Come back to center, gaze forward. 10 fingers to the floor. Lift the back heel and press the heel down, the whole foot down. Take the left arm. Help yourself all the way up into warrior two. Press down. Take space up with the fingers side to side. Let's dance it back. Inhale, breath. Exhale, reach to the front. Take that left arm all the way over. Inhale, reach. And then find your half bind. Tuck those fingers in between the hip crease. Pull that shoulder down and back. We're going to hold here and then we're going to flow back with the bind. Inhale, breath. Exhale, press into the front leg. Take the right arm all the way back. And come forward. So we're going to flow this just for a couple times. Gaze up to the sky. Inhale to the back. Both legs straight. Exhale to the front. Hold here. Come all the way up. Take your arms out to the side. Pigeon toe your feet in to the side wall. For Prasarda. Inhale. Exhale, come all the way down. Take your hands right below the shoulders. Bend your knees. Take a gentle movement back and forth. We're going to hang out here for a little bit just to get the hamstring stretch here. A little side to side. Straighten the legs. Pull the belly button in. Inhale, breath. Now lift the sides of each foot and tuck the fingers underneath. Using strength of elbows, shoulders, pull your chest into your thighs. Allow the head to fall. Keep lifting. The fingers are pulling up on your feet, allowing more engagement with this forward fold. Use Ujjayi breath. Hold here, sustain with breath. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Come all the way up, press evenly into both feet. Warrior two, hug the thighs together. Reverse triangle. Inhale, reach to the back. Exhale, spin it around. Now make both feet falling forward. Go ahead and take a vinyasa if you would like. Press hands into the floor. Round your spine to make room to lift the right heel high. Inhale, breath. Exhale, roll forward. Hug the elbows into your rib cage. Lift up for up dog. Exhale, down dog. Remember, you can always just do your version. Go right into down dog and skip the vinyasa. Inhale, breath. Come all the way to the top. Lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Take the right foot back. Drop your right knee and come all the way in. Rising hands up to the sky. Press forward as you take that nice quad stretch on the right. Release the hands as you come to neutral. Take your hands behind the back, opposite thumb. Press down, gaze up. Pull the shoulder blades together. Again, open heart, come back to neutral. 10 fingers to the floor, gaze forward, lift the back knee. Press the back foot down, line up heel to arch. Take the right hand and whoosh yourself all the way up. And now let's just glide right back into reverse warrior. Inhale, breath. Exhale, reach hands out to the side. Come all the way down into your extended side angle. Reach high with the right hand. Come all the way over, bicep by your ear. Inhale, breath. Take the right hand all the way behind your back and tuck those fingers in the hip crease. Roll the shoulder down and back, gaze up to the sky. Inhale, breath. Exhale with your bind. Let's flow it to the back, both legs straight. Inhale, bend the front knee as you roll forward. Press into both feet as you stabilize this flow. Hug your thighs together to stabilize this flow. Inhale all the way up. Pigeon toe your feet, reach your arms out. Another forward fold. Come all the way down. This time, bend your knees. Inch your feet together a little bit more and make an L shape with each hand. Tuck your hands under behind your heel with the thumbs inside your feet, the other fingers on the outside. We're going to do some really nice squats here. So press the arms into the shins, shin into the arms. Press up, pressing into both feet, straighten the legs. Gaze down, bend the knees. Come to a bend, gaze forward. Press up. Exhale down. So you really want arms to be engaged in these little squats. Pull the belly button in and lift and down. Just 2 more. Lift and down. This time come to straighten the legs, release the arches, come all the way up. Inhale, breath, warrior 2 to the side. Reverse your triangle and come all the way down into high plank pose. You have 2 options here. You can stay in high plank or you can come to forearms, and we're gonna hold this. Inhale. For anybody who wants a little bit more, you can do the taps. If you do the taps or just the exhales, you want to use open mouth exhales. We're just here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your knees wide. Take a little rest here by taking an extended child's pose, reaching fingers to the top. Let the forehead rest on the floor. And then slowly rise, coming onto your back. We'll take some simple crunches. Press the feet into the floor. Take your hands around just below the knees and roll your spine, the entire spine now onto the floor. Interlace hands gently behind your head and find a spot on your ceiling. Pull the elbows wide. Inhale, lift and down. So you control the pace. What you are working for is both shoulder blades off the floor. On the exhale, you're lifting with open mouth exhales. Let's take the shins parallel to the mat. Flex the toes. Continue. Legs up the wall. And begin bicycle twists with straight legs. And you're reaching for the elbow to the leg rather than leg to elbow, using the oblique muscles. Take it slow, speed it up, whatever works, whatever your body is calling. Making sure that the legs are perpendicular to the floor. And the next time your legs are both together, take your palms all the way down. Flex your feet. We're going to take 3 counts down, flutter kick 6, 3 counts up, 3 counts down, flutter kick. Ready? And down, 2, 3, flutter, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift for 3, 2, 1. Down for 3, 2, 1. Flutter. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift for 1, 2, 3. Down for 3, 2, 1. Flutter. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug knees into center. Take your hands underneath your thighs and rock and roll gently up to a seated position. We will do our favorite boat pose. So make sure the sits bones are into the mat. You can rest your hands behind, pull the shoulders up and down. Sternum pressing up to the ceiling. We're going to hold here. Arms can be underneath the thighs. They can be at level with the shins or all the way up. 3, 2, and 1. Cross the ankles, plant your hands, and come all the way down onto your back, or onto your stomach rather. We're going to set a couple positions up now for getting into dancer's pose by creating a couple warm-up exercises for this. So in yoga, if you've done floor bow, we're going to actually do half bow. So you can go into by bending both knees, releasing the left leg, keeping your hand around the right ankle. Take your left arm out, gaze forward, and begin kicking into that left foot. Gaze forward, kick, 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 kick. Half bow. Release and rest. Bend your right knee. Take your right hand around the ankle. Begin kicking into that foot. Extend the left arm out. Keep kicking. Now pull the knees together. Flex the left foot like you're standing on the ceiling, or right foot rather. And slowly release. Pause here, take a moment, find your breath. So the dancer's pose is really a standing back bend. So these couple postures that we're doing before really help us get into that posture. Come all the way up on your knees and take a block, or a water bottle will work just fine. Take the block or water bottle, put it on the outside of your left heel. We're going to take a half camel. Pull the shoulders back. Press forward. Take your left hand and either place it on the block, highest level might be the best for you today, or the heel. Lift the right arm high and keep pressing hips forward. And again, we're working on shoulders and hips square to the front. Release your hand, support your back, and come all the way up. Let's do that on the other side. So take your block, if you're using it, put it on the highest side or whatever works best for you. Hands come to the back. Press forward. Hold your back with both hands and then take your right hand to the heel or your block. Pull the shoulders back, take the left arm high. Now keep pressing hips forward. And then slowly release that posture. Find your hands, come into downward facing dog to capture your breath. This posture also requires some opening of the shoulders. So I'm just going to share some tips, a couple tips with you. If you have a wall, if you sit at your computer a lot all day, or if you're on a laptop, desktop, find a wall and take your forearm, take it 90 degrees and press your hand against the wall. You are facing forward, and then take baby steps to open up this shoulder as much as you can. Just hold here, breathe here. And then come all the way back. Make sure you do it on the other side. So forearm into, so your arm is bent at 90 degrees. Press the hand into the wall and forearm into the wall. That helps with the engagement. And then take your baby steps outside, away from your arm. Breathe and release. Awesome to do if you're working at a computer all day and trying to address the shoulders. The other one that's a little bit more intense is to take an arm all the way, pressing against the wall, and then walking, taking those same baby steps. Just a little bit more intense than the 90 degrees. Just make sure you do it on both sides. Walk your feet away from your body. And release. So we're going to come into dancer's pose. I'm going to break it down a little bit because there's a lot of intricacies to this posture. And this is considered an intermediate posture, but there's so many levels that invite you in where you're at. So first of all, you want to give all the attention to your standing supporting foot. And you want to work on lifting the arch of your standing foot. So let's bring all the weight into the left leg. Bring your right toes off the floor. Lift the arch and use tiger toes. So press weight into the ball mount. Bend your right knee. Hug the knees together. Take your palm, press it out away from the body, and then take it to the inside of that foot. Wrap your fingers around the arches of the foot with maybe the thumb around the foot as well, or on the ball mount. Now, again, bring attention to your standing leg. The high beams are facing forward, the low beams facing forward. Take your arm high to the sky, begin to kick into that back right hand. Keep kicking, that's gonna drive the posture. And then begin to bend forward. You can stay right here. There's no need to go any farther than kicking into that hand. And by the way, use a wall, use a chair to help create your muscle memory with this posture. As you come down, gaze over your third finger, just over the horizon. Keep kicking that back leg. Press into that standing foot, lift the arches, grab the toes. Hold for 3, 2, and 1, release. Let's pause here. Take hands to your heart, close your eyes. Lots going on in that posture. My heart is beating fast. Excuse me, let's take that to the other side. So ground down first. Now all the weight's going to go into the right. Engage the feet, lift the arch, bring your left toes to the floor. Bend your left knee, take that palm out towards away from you, and then bring it inside. Grab the inside thumb on the ball mount, or wrapping all the fingers around the top part of the foot. Square shoulders and hips. Pause here, just feel this. Come back to your standing leg. Engage the knee. Begin to kick into that back hand. Take your right arm, palm down. Gaze over your third finger. Woo. And find your stability. Come back to that standing leg. Keep kicking, keep kicking, keep kicking. And then go ahead and begin to bend. Again, you don't need to. You can stop at one of those initial ways that we enter this pose. We're here for 3, 2, keep shoulders, hips square, and then slowly release. Take hands to heart center, pause here, close the eyes, connect with your breath. Inhale, exhale. Ooh. Let's blink eyes open, come all the way into Tadasana. Baby back bend, press the heart up to the sky. Inhale, arms high. Palms together, slow forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Take your right foot back. Or excuse me, take your left foot back. Sorry about that, left foot back. Right knee. So the heel is off the floor. Inhale. Take your hands to your right thigh. Pull the shoulders up and down to elongate the spine. Hug your thighs together. Make sure that back leg is straight, especially the knee, pressing up to the sky with the heel off the floor. Lift your arms high. Inhale, breath. If this is too much, go ahead and drop to the knee to the back. This is going to be about the twist rather than about the full expression. Take your hands to heart center. Pull your shoulders back. Inhale, press forward, and then twist. Take elbow into thigh. Gaze into your thumbs. Elbow to elbow alignment with your arms. Create distance between the chin and your shoulder. And twist over to the right. Inhale, breath. Exhale. On your next inhale, press the crown towards the front of the room. And on the exhale, see if you can twist just a little bit more. Our hands are going to release by coming into the center of your mat, inside that right foot. Toe heel it all the way to the side and come into your second runner's lunge. Notice the difference from the one that we just did at the beginning of our practice this morning. Hips should feel a little bit more open. Hamstrings warmed up. And we're going to do a quad stretch here, but a little differently. Bring all the feet in high plank, pull the elbows together, and come all the way down line on your back, on your tummy. Press up, take your left hand and your forearm right in front of you. Take your fingers wide. Bend your right knee and take your right hand around the top of the foot. In this half frog position, you want the knee in alignment with your hip. In other words, you don't want the knee out here, so bring it in. Now press into that left forearm so that your chest rises. Inhale and twist over your right shoulder, pulling the back heel into your bottom. Use the breath to sustain. So inhale, breath. Exhale. Pull that heel in. Press down in the forearm to lift the heart. Exhale, twist. Slowly release. Take your hands down, come into high plank or through tabletop, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Inhale. Exhale, take your left leg high, bring it all the way to the front now. Inhale, hands to your thigh. Let's roll the shoulder up and back. Feel the stability first. Hug your thighs together. Press that back knee up to the sky. Reach your arms high. Inhale, breath. Relax the shoulders. Hold here. Hug your thighs in towards one another or the feet. Take your hands to heart center. Press forward as you take your twist, revolve, crescent lunge to the left. Gaze into your thumbs and pull them into your sternum as you twist, creating distance between the left shoulder and the left chin. If you opened up arms to fly on the other side, go ahead and do it on this side. That might be in your practice, or explore it on this side. Hold for 3. Twist a little bit more for 2. And let's release hands inside the left foot. Take it off to the side. Take the knee down. Take your second runner's lunge on the left. And just notice, does it feel more open or less open than the right side? Where are you needing, where's the sensation coming? Press the back foot up, join the feet together in high plank pose, pull the elbows in and sink all the way down for half frog on this side. Take your forearm to the floor. So now we're gazing into the right forearm. Bend your left knee. Align hip so that the knee and hip are in alignment. Take your left hand high up and over. Pull that heel in. Press into the right forearm. Push yourself away from the floor. Lift the chest and twist. Inhale, breath. Exhale, twist. Notice the difference in half frog from right to left. What do you notice? Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Release this gently. Come into hands right underneath the shoulders. Come into tabletop, or you're always welcome right into downward facing dog. And we're going to take pigeon pose from here. Lift the right leg high. Bend your knee, open up. Tuck your head underneath that right shoulder, just like we did. And I'm going to offer one more before we go into half pigeon. Go ahead and take wild thing or three-legged dog. Press that right foot into the floor. Press both feet into the floor. Lift your right arm high. Press the left hand in, away from the body. Keep lifting. Maybe take a big arm movement. And let's unwind wild thing. Right leg high. Bring it all the way through, matching the right knee to the wrist. This is where you might want a blanket or a cushion, because you do want to make sure that your hips are level. If not, it just feels really nice to have that little support there. So you might want to rock your hips back and forth to make sure they feel level. If you have a mirror in front of you, awesome, because that will show. Press yourself up. Back leg is straight and pointed, foot pointed. Come down onto your forearms first. Take your left hand and cup your right knee. Your left hand, shin, left forearm should be parallel with the front of your mat. Take your right hand, press it right next to your right knee and straighten the arm so you get a little twist. Take your left hand that's cupped on the right knee and pull the knee over to the left elbow. So you're twisting, and you should definitely feel a stretch in the lower part of the hip here. It's just another way to get into our hips at another place. Keep pressing, inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, gaze to the ceiling. And slowly release this. Come back to center. Take your hands underneath the shoulders. Lift yourself up. Little baby back bend. Exhale, come one hand over the other. Make stacked fists on top of one another and find your resting pigeon here. You might want to make a couple movements, making sure the hips are level. Another option is to reach your hand all the way out in front, rest the forehead on the floor. Really taking advantage of a full body stretch here. Keep breathing, find your breath. Very, very slowly press yourself up, hands underneath the shoulders. Might want to remove the block or the cushion or your blanket and roll over on the right hip. Swing your left leg out. Tuck the foot into the center of your body, and this is where you want to grab your strap. And take your strap at halfway and tuck it around your ball mount of the foot. Bring the straps together and just drape inside that left leg. Square your shoulders over that bent knee to the right. Lift your right arm. Make sure both sits bones can be felt in the floor. Take your left arm and slide it down the left leg, pressing the leg into the shin, shin into arm into leg, leg into shin. Lift your right arm high, reach, 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 and then bend over towards your toes. Flex those left toes. Take the strap. You can pull on the strap with your left hand if that feels good. If it's in your accessibility, take the strap, transfer the strap to the right hand, and continue with the left arm, pushing it into the leg. So you're getting this little triangle in front and you're pressing your heart through the triangle. Keep breathing. Inhale, exhale, bend the top of your head towards your toes. So you're lengthening the side body big time here. Inhale, breath. Now press the hand back so you're creating a little back bend. Release the strap and take your right hand behind your right hip. press into the floor with the right shin and take a beautiful stargazing pose with the arm in a circle. A little back bend too here. And come all the way down. We're going to go right into downward facing dog. So right away in down dog, you should notice a difference between the right and the left hip for sure with that. Take the left leg high, inhale breath, bring it all the way through, match your left knee with your left wrist. Make sure that right leg is straight and pointed. Grab a cushion, grab a blanket underneath your left hip, press yourself up, pull the shoulders back. Make sure that right leg is pointed. Inhale breath. Exhale, one hand over the other. Take your right hand around that left knee, press the right hand in and do that same little twisting action. Gaze over to the side. Keep pulling that left knee over to the left elbow. Hold here. I'm just going to check the chat. Keep twisting. Okay, everything. So again, you should feel the lower hip being really stretched, a little nice stretch here. Release this, bring both hands underneath, lift yourself up, and find your resting pigeon on the other side. Again, hands can extend out, forehead resting on the floor, a block, your fists, making sure that that back leg continues to be straight and pointed. So breathe in through the nose, exhaling to areas of most sensation in your half pigeon. And hopefully those of you that don't do pigeon in the classic sense, you can always do this on your back in that figure 4. So please do so if this pigeon expression is not working for you. Let's release this now, taking your hands underneath the shoulders, pressing yourself up, hold here, pause here. Big breath in, exhale, roll over to the left hip and swing your right leg all the way out in front. Let's tuck that foot in to the center, take your strap, wrap the strap around the ball mount, flex the right toes, and then just drape the strap inside. Make sure you can feel the sits bones in the mat. Take your left arm high, reach it high to the ceiling. And then using the right hand, begin to draw your body over to the toes, fingers to the toes. Again, you can stay right here. And just using the strap, this is an awesome place to stay. Oftentimes the left hip and sits bones comes off the floor. So back off to make sure you can ground the sits bones into the mat. Inhale, reach. Go ahead, transfer the strap if you did so on the other side, or maybe one side is more flexible than the other. That's fine. Just notice it. Press the right arm into the shin into the arm, and press your heart through that triangle space. Gaze up to the sky. Use the breath. Keep pressing down into the sits bones, both of them, to keep hips onto the floor. Inhale, breath. Exhale, reach. And then let's release this. So slowly release the strap. Take your left hand behind the left hip. Press into that shin and open up your body to that stargazing pose. And I just forgot, we need to do on the left side. So let's go right into down dog. Before on the right side, we did wild things. So let's do that on the other side. Lift the left leg high, bend the knee, tuck your head underneath the shoulder. Take the rolls here with the hip. If you did, you can stay here and just continue. Otherwise, take that left foot all the way behind you. Straighten both feet parallel to the front and take your wild thing, three-legged dog. arm circles. Keep lifting the hips, rewind, come into downward facing dog. So nobody will be lopsided today. Press the hips high to the sky and then walk all the way through. We'll take a straddle opening. So take your feet wide. And in this posture, we're going to take hands right underneath, right in front. And you're actually going to pull the mat into your center of the body. Flex the toes. Pull the shoulders down and back. Lift the chin, close your eyes. Take 30 degrees down. Tuck. Pull the elbows into your rib cage. Stop and hold. Inhale, breath. Exhale, release. Another 30 degrees. Inhale. Now point the toes as you take another 30 degrees down. Hold here. Pause and breathe. Pointing the toes and noticing the difference between flexing and pointing and what that does to your hamstring. As we are in this 30 degrees, the crown of the head is continually pressing forward. Sits bones in the floor. One more time, 30 degrees, your greatest expression of forward fold. Inhale, breath. Exhale, come forward. Take maybe the forearms to the floor. Inhale, flex the feet this time, back. You might want to take some ankle rolls. And slowly come all the way up. Come to your knees. We'll take cow face before we end here. Knees come into the, like tabletop. Take the right knee all the way around. Flare out your feet side and come all the way down. This is where a block will come nice, handy as well. You can sit on the block. Pull the shoulders down and back. Grab your strap. So this might feel really good on a block. If the sits bones, if you can feel them come down off the block, take your strap in your left hand. Take it all the way to the back. Bend the elbow at the head and grab the strap or your fingers. A nice stretch in the arms. It's an open heart expression. Hold here, breathe in wherever there's sensation. Again, you can dispense with the arms. If the arms feel, if that's too much, you can just rest your hands on your feet. Again, pulling the shoulder blades together. Option. Let's release this pose. Take your fingers behind your feet. Press yourself up and forward. Hands come to the floor and then just rewind. So take the back knee all the way around and adjust knee to knee and then take your feet wide. Come down onto your seat. One side might have a little different than the other. If you can't feel the sits bones, go ahead and sit on your block. That should feel good. Again, option one, just to stay right here. That might be enough sensation. Otherwise, take the strap in your right hand, take it up, bend the elbow and press the elbow into the head. Lift, stay tall. Take the left arm, grab the strap, any place around the strap or your fingertips. So the back side looks like this. You're pulling on the fingertips. So you're getting a nice stretch, especially in the upper arm. Keep breathing. Close your eyes. 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale breath. Exhale. Big inhale, slowly release that. Come forward, press forward. Come into your tabletop, wag the tail side to side. And come all the way down, legs out the front, Paschimottanasana. Flex the toes, feel the sits bones again, lift the arms high, inhale breath. Exhale, take the hands to your thighs, to the shins, or wrap peace fingers around the toes, lift the crown, exhale, forward fold. Slowly rise, and you control the vertebra as you come down, one vertebra after the other, and the legs come up the wall, standing on the wall, flex the toes. You may want to take a block and place it underneath the sacrum and complete your practice right here, just as this is your last pose before Shavasana. Such a restorative posture. And as I mentioned before in my other classes,
If you do this for about 20 minutes before bedtime, it actually produces melatonin, so it helps your sleep cycle. Awesome to stay here. If you want to follow me, I'm just going to position myself a little bit farther down on the mat, legs up the wall. You can press your hands into the floor, lift the hips high up and over for Halasana, plow pose. Bringing the feet above your head over, touching toes if they reach. Take your hands to support the low back for sure. All the weight is in your shoulders. You should not feel any tension in the neck. Make adjustments quickly if you are feeling pressure in the neck. It should be in the shoulders. So you can stay right here, feeling the stretch in the hamstrings. You can lift the legs high to shoulder stand. Again, you need to continue to support the low back. In your shoulder stand, you can open up the legs. Do whatever your body needs. You can take a little aerial splits. Big circle dancing, the shoulder stand. And the next posture is bending the knees and taking the knees on the outside of the ears, pressing the ears into your head. Ear pinning pose. And then slowly take the hands down to the floor, support your back as you come all the way down. Releasing the left leg long, taking the right knee into the right shoulder and squeezing that knee into the shoulder. Take some ankle rolls here. This is our wind removing pose. Take the left hand and guide that right knee all the way over, extend over to the right. Using that left hand to push the knee down, shoulder blades pressing into the floor. Let's take that to the other side, extend the right leg long, bring the left knee into the left shoulder, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Ankle rolls. And then guide that left knee over, extend the left arm out, gaze over. Use the right hand to press that down. And go ahead and find happy baby pose. And work your way in. Stay in happy baby as long as you want, but also begin to work your way right into Shavasana by taking your legs long. Palms up, closing your eyes. Removing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. And finding your final pose, Shavasana. We'll be here for a minute and I will guide you out. So take this time to take in all the benefits of your practice. You might even want to put one hand on heart, another hand on top. In gratitude for and thanks for this themed base gratitude practice, heart opening. Bringing some movement to fingertips, maybe gently moving your head side to side. Drawing in a long inhale, nourishing breath from the base of your toes all the way through your body. Slow exhale. Maybe a long stretch, body stretch would feel good. Go ahead and take that. You might want to move into a fetal position. Eventually, you want to make yourself into that seated position. We'll just close for a moment together. Finding a seat, sitting up tall. Noticing anything that's changed in your body in the last 60 minutes.
emotionally, mentally, physically, what might have changed for you. Taking your hands to heart center. Bowing to yourself in gratitude for getting yourself to the mat this morning, taking precious time out of your day to connect heart, mind, and body. Namaste, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for coming and joining me. And do any feedback or wishes for our next practice, just put them in a chat or a private chat for me.